Welcome back. How are you doing? How is everything going? Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to the live series of Hacking Happiness with me, your host, Olga. And so I want to make sure that in the lives, you guys have a chance to talk to me live, to ask me questions, to tell me your story versus me just uploading a video and then you comment later. But either way, I will read the replay also of the live questions. If we miss each other, if you're watching this later in the replay, make sure to leave a comment. Let me know if you've seen it. Hit the like button. That helps the algorithm. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. I come every week, and I do another tidbit of my steps for hacking happiness in a way that you can use just like I used and many people have used. And you don't have to take years and months and tons of books or classes to get there. You just need to go, okay, I got some hacks here. Every hack that I give you, they all work. But, whether you use one or you use two or use them all in order, I'm giving you the hacks in order. Today's hack is hack number 6. In order chronologically of how I went from losing it all, mind, spirit, finances. Do watch the other Hacking Happiness so that you can get caught up on where we're at so far. But on the 6 Hacking Happiness, one of the things that I needed to do was to change the way I was reacting to things. And we all have that. We all have an issue with how we react to things. We think too late. We speak too soon. Most fights and most disagreements, they happen because we're reacting to a reaction. And I specifically remember, like, in the past, people, I even thought, I was told, that I was dramatic, and that's also part of my culture. It's part of being a woman. It's part of a lot of reasons, right? A lot of reasons and excuses. But I didn't realize how much control someone can have over you emotionally. So if they, when they say you got my number, or they know what buttons to touch or push, right? Now, wouldn't that be awesome to never allow somebody to touch your buttons? That's the most masterful thing of all to conquer in this lifetime. Can you imagine if most people knew how to conquer their reactions before they reacted? Catch themselves. Train themselves. Like a, is it willing master, or, whatever, karate, jiu-jitsu, just anybody who can master their mind is a master. And how is it not amazing to be able to master your reaction? If you don't master anything else in this life and you master your reactions, you think before you speak, how does that happen? Well, on today's episode, I'm just going to take one way, but there's layers to this. But I don't want to overwhelm you with all the layers. But the one layer is to actually consider the source. That's one step. Consider the source. Who are you talking to? Are they under the influence? Are they going through something? Maybe you don't know. Maybe it's a total stranger you're reacting to. But then you have to have that wisdom, right? But see, wisdom comes after you put into practice, after you master your behavior, your knee-jerk reactions. And then you start to see a pattern. You start to see how much power you have because of you controlling your reaction. And then you're like, oh, all of a sudden you start to see things you never saw before, like colors that you've never seen before. And all of a sudden you're able to see them through like a spectrum. Because it's truly what the mind believes it notices and picks up. It has a hard time seeing things that it doesn't, that either it's never seen before or didn't believe. But the moment that you stop reacting and you start paying attention to how your world is shaping around you because you're not reacting, it's amazing. I just had an incident the other day. Somebody started yelling at me. They got all, you could say they got all crazy. They were mad and they expressed in a really nasty way. Of course, I'm still human. And even if I have mastered my reaction, sometimes even when you can master your reaction, sometimes there are moments that you're like, no, this person needs a reaction to understand that what they're doing is wrong. But then you do that, and guess what happens? They're still up in their fluff, okay? They're still up in their moment. They're not hearing you. They're clouded with complete emotion. They're complete reactive. Well, it takes two to tango. So there's no way that you can have two to fight. I mean, let me rephrase that. You know what I mean. It takes two, right? They can't fight with the wall. As soon as you walk away, they're not going to keep fighting. They're not going to keep screaming or reacting. They need you to be there, right? Same with you. You have to interact. It takes two to tango. So at that moment, you remove yourself. You just walk away, whether you like it or not. But that's the reaction choice that you have, is to walk away, to be quiet, to not react in the same way, to not say the reaction is screaming or yelling at each other or saying provocative words, right? Insightful. The actual word I was thinking about was like when inciting violence, right? So those are the kind of words that, whatever it is, even if you were, say, what if you were sleeping and somebody, attacks you, and you defend yourself? That's a different reaction. But if you can help your reaction and you're not being assaulted physically, right? You're going to see how everything changes. And the fact is that the more you do it, like anything else, you get better and better and better and better at it. And instead of being upset, 2 hours, all of a sudden, if you do get upset, it'll go from 2 hours to an hour, to 10 minutes, and so forth. To the point that eventually, when you master your reaction and you're learning from what happens when you don't react and how you feel so empowered because you can control yourself, that is a kind of power that everybody wants. Because it is empowering, it is powerful, and it's a great feeling. But if you've never had it, then you don't know how powerful it is. For most of us, it's a tit for tat. It's a, whether it's a mental manipulation or emotional manipulating or kissing somebody's ass, there's so many ways, right, of getting along or getting people to give you what you want. And that's all ego driven. But see, when you master your reaction, you have cut out the ego. So like I said earlier, here's one of the layers. In today's hack, the first layer is to look at the subject, look at the situation, understand it for what it is. Really. For example, could be like your mother. And you're an adult now, and she's obviously an adult as well. But think about that as two adults, but it's a parent-child relationship. Now, if you looked at your mother as if she was just another human being, not like your mother or your father, okay? Doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with gender. It has to do, or, with sex. It just has to do with a parent and their child who is now an adult, right? You got two adults in a room or in a situation. It doesn't matter who should act what way, who should be the more wise one, who should not do it. See, the focus, instead of focusing on what's right, what you think is right, what, whether they're right, whether you're right. No. That's ego. You got to get rid of that. Forget about who's right and wrong. What do you want to get out of the situation? Ultimately, If you want to be in control, you have to let go of the ego. You have to learn how to not react. And like the parent-child example, if you looked at the parent as a human being and not like a parent, you would see different and you will react different. So that's the one massive hack right there. Who are you talking to? Truly. Not the way you see them. Who are they? As a human being. Are you dealing with a child? Are you dealing with an adult? Whether it's a parent. What are you dealing with here? You disconnect the emotion. You understand what the ego is and how the ego operates, which is you're judging someone. Drop the judgment. Look at them as a mere human being. Try that. That's the first step to hacking happiness. Number 6 is looking at, consider the source, right? The person. Who are they? How do you see them? Change that. Drop the ego. Drop the judgment. That's number 1. And on hack number 7, I'm going to go into the other layer of this mastering your reaction. And it's about how people can emotionally get you completely wound up and manipulate you, and you don't even know it. And it's all because of your reacting. It happened to me, and it happened so many times that when I was so upset with myself going, how did this person have this much power over me? And I've got to stop it, and I've got to change this because it's consuming me. It really was. They were getting what they wanted, and I was losing in every way. And in hack number 7, I'm going to tell you exactly how I discovered it, how I was able to pinpoint it out, and how I changed it forever. Yes. But until next time, for today's Hacking Happiness, consider the source and watch your reaction. First step is when you consistently remember who you're dealing with, considering the source, without judgment, you're going to react automatically different. Different enough that is the first step to mastering your reaction to any situation. So hack number 6, consider the source. Take the ego lens off and the judgment and see them for what they really are. Before you react. Make that your next challenge. And keep doing it until you master it. And until next time, much love, many blessings. And I'll talk to you soon.